Okay, we're doing a scope here for the office over here for St. Stephen's, 555 Brigada Drive. The cleanout, they have a cleanout here in the front, so we're going to enter right through there. Let's do reset. And it looks like they've already had this work done previously. So, all ABS. Take a look at this line. Very short run from the inside of 4 feet. We got to clean out inside the wall. It looks like obviously back here. Why do we have, so we have roots here at 22. So we shouldn't have roots at that connection. I don't know if they dry fit. Oh, that's right. This is Orangeburg. Yeah, look at the distortion at the top. If we pull back, it explains all the cracking. So it looks like this is potentially Orangeburg pipe. Got a little crack there at 26. See if they're on the right, and then we got the roots coming in right there. So starts out with an ABS cleanout, and then we're just tying in this whole pipe. Then we don't use this line, this kind of pipe in line anymore. So more roots there at 30. So far nothing obstructing. But you can see right there on the roof there, you can see how all that's kind of dented in there. That's from the delamination. And now this is like not round, it's kind of oblong. See here again, like this is really squirreling up here. You can see what's kind of been crushed. All out of shape. Look at that right there. Right, this is a pretty good one. Pull back. You can see on delamination. The delamination coming through here. Look how it's collapsed at the top, on the bottom, and the sides. So yeah, really wild, really wild line here. So Orangeburg is not very common anymore. So this is some of the old pipe from when the place was originally built. Generally, it was used in the 30s, but I see it all the way up into the 60 builds. It was never approved for a plumbing pipe. Here again, like look at this big swell right here in the bottom. So big hunk of delamination coming down. The roof right there is collapsed. That's pretty ugly. Yeah, all this Orangeburg is just going to need to be changed out. It's going to be most likely to get clogged up fairly easy. So the Orangeburg pipe essentially was cosmoline, or the tar, pitch, and wood pulp. So it was originally designed for electrical conduit, from my understanding, in the New York subway when they were trying to plumb those, and then we went into World War I and World War II, and it was what can we use for materials? We need all the metal we need, and so they took this product and they started using it in plumbing, and it was never actually approved for plumbing. Wild run. Roots coming in at the ceiling there. So here we go. Look, now we tie in at 100 feet. Come on, there we go. So we're tying into PVC, SDR. 160. Transitioning over to looks like clay here. So they had a full failure where they connected the two together. 161 deep jetting. Running a smooth pipe, really binding up the rod, running through that orange burg because it's all funny shaped. And when I'm trying to push, and the pipe kind of, the rod kind of buckles, and so it's not very smooth. Looks like we're going to get about 180 out of this one. That's all the push we're going to get with the way that orange burg is, because when the rod buckles, one, it's not smooth walled in there, and some of that sticks a little bit, creating some friction and resistance. So we're going to call it 180 for length of push. Looks like we've gone into the clay tile. It's going to need to be jetted there, but all that orange burg, as we pull back, we can review it again, will need to be changed out. There, roots. So here's where they patched it. So this must have been a failure right here. They've had to patch it together. So hard to say if this was clay that failed or if this was one that failed. Probably one of my most interesting orange burg runs to date. A lateral on that one. And today when you replace those, they're required to have a lateral installed just to clean out. Transfer back over into that. surprised in this section of the line that we are not seeing a bunch of those blisters popped. They're usually torn and popped. In this case, everything's just kind of swollen. The pipe is warped. Trying to figure that looks like it's fungus. Wow. Working, but it's clogged up. So that pretty much is going to wrap it up. A lot of kind of tar on the end of the camera there, just from cleaning out that orange burg. We're going to put that cap back on there. Tighten that up, and we're going to end that video.